See, why successful entrepreneurs stay stuck and what to do about it. So you've done everything right. You've built the business, you've hit the numbers, you've made the money. From the outside, you're crushing it. But inside, you feel stuck. It's like there's an invisible wall between where you are and where you know you could be. And no matter how many courses you take, coaches you hire, or strategies you try, nothing changes. And today I'm going to tell you why. Not just what's holding you back, but where it's coming from and when it got programmed into you. And if you want to know how to break free, stick around until the end. Let me ask you something. How much of your success is built proving yourself? How much of your drive comes from fear instead of passion? Here's what most successful entrepreneurs don't realize. You're not stuck because you lack knowledge. You're stuck because you're trying to solve a subconscious problem with a conscious solution. Think about it. You know what you should do. You know you should set boundaries, but you say yes anyway. You know you should delegate, but you hold on control. You know you should charge more, and you still undervalue yourself. That's not a knowledge problem. That's a programming problem. But here's the truth. 95% of your behavior is controlled by your subconscious mind, and only 5% of what is happening is conscious. That means all the books, all the courses, all the therapy, they're operating at 5% level. But the real problem, it is in the 95%. It is a subconscious program that were installed decades ago. Programs you didn't even choose. And until you address those programs at the root, nothing changes. That's why you keep repeating the same patterns, attracting toxic business partners, sabotaging yourself before breakthroughs, overworking to prove your worth, feeling like an imposter no matter what you achieve. Those aren't character flaws. These are subconscious programs running in the background. And awareness alone won't change this. So where do these programs come from? Here's what most people don't know. Your subconscious mind was programmed between the ages of 0 and 7. What's called a beta brainwave state. The same state you're running during hypnosis. Highly suggestible, absorb everything, recording every experience is absolute truth. And you didn't have logic or reason yet. You just absorbed it all. And here's what got programmed. Don't make mistakes or you'll be punished. You have to work hard to be loved. You're not smart enough. If you make people upset, they'll leave you. They weren't just words, they become operating system. Let me give you an example. I worked with a client, we'll call him Harold. Multi-million-dollar restaurant empire, featured in top industry magazines, but he couldn't make decisions. Simple decisions paralyzed him. Why? Because when he was 5 years old, his dad abandoned him. And his subconscious mind made a decision. If you make a wrong choice, people you love will leave you. That belief was still running his life 30 years later. Not consciously, but subconsciously. Or take Dorothy. Built a multi-million-dollar business, but she didn't believe in herself. She let people walk all over her. She spent 30 years in therapy trying to figure out why. Here's what we discovered. Her father told her she wasn't smart enough to succeed. Her subconscious recorded that as truth. And after building millions in revenue, that program was still running. This is where your blocks come from, not from who you are today, but from who you were taught to be decades ago. So, when did this programming happen? Here's the breakdown. Ages 0 to 2, this is our delta brainwave state. You're absorbing everything, no filter, and that is when your core beliefs about safety and love get formed. Ages 2 to 6, this is your theta brainwave state, still highly suggestible. This is when you learn, am I worthy? Am I enough? Am I valued? Ages 6 to 12, this is alpha brainwave state. You're developing logic, but you're still recording it as everything is truth. This is when beliefs about success, money, and relationships got solidified. By the age of 12, your subconscious programming is essentially complete. Everything after that, you're running the same program over and over. Think about that. The beliefs running your multi-million-dollar business today were installed when you were 5 years old. The fears stopping you from taking risk, they were all created when you were a child. The patterns sabotaging your relationships were programmed decades ago. And here's the kicker. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between the past and the present. It's still protecting you from threats that no longer exist. This is when it all got locked in. And until you get back to when it was created and reprogram it at the root, you'll keep running the same loops. So now you know why you're stuck. You know where the programming came from. You know when it was installed. But here's what you're probably wondering. How do I change it? How do I reprogram decades of subconscious beliefs? How do I break free from the patterns I didn't even choose? And that's exactly what I break down in my free guide. Breaking Free: Why Successful Entrepreneurs Stay Stuck Despite All They Know. Inside this guide, you'll discover the subconscious patterns keeping you stuck. And you'll get a self-assessment to identify your specific blocks. The exact process to reprogram your subconscious at the root. Real stories of entrepreneurs who broke through and how they did it. But here's what makes this different. This isn't just information, it's transformation. By the end of the guide, you'll have a complete score showing you how stuck you really are and which patterns are running your life and what your next step should be if you're ready to go deeper. I'll show exactly how to work with me to reprogram these patterns at the subconscious level. Not through more talking, not through more understanding, but through actual reprogramming using hypnosis and subconscious work. Look, here's the truth. You didn't build your success by accident. You're capable, you're intelligent, you're driven, but you're trying to win a game with one hand tied behind your back. And that hand, it's your subconscious programming. So let me ask you, how much longer are you willing to stay stuck? How many more years are you going to let these patterns run your life? How much more potential are you going to leave on the table? Or are you ready to break free? If the answer is yes, here's what to do. Click the link in the description, download the free guide, go through the self-assessment, get clear on what's holding you back, and then let's talk. Book a strategy call with me, and let's identify the specific subconscious programming keeping you stuck. And let's create a plan to release it at the root. This is your moment, not someday, not when you're ready, now. If you found this of value, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and check out the guide that I provided for you. You'll be glad you did.